Why do you think underdog stories do well here?
I have this feeling that, and this impression that underdog stories do especially well in Kingston, and now why do I think that that's the case? I've seen movies perform well, but I think in Kingston, you have this mix of, you have people there. A lot of people in Kingston have ambition, but also there's a certain kind of humility. Obviously, if you're somebody who's sort of gravitated towards a city like Toronto or New York, you're just, those aren't underdog cities, right? Like that's like super kind of achievement. But whereas in Kingston, like it's everything in Kingston is on a more kind of modest scale, more kind of down to earth, but but you still have people with great ambitions and sort of aspirations, people who are very like internationally minded and are interested in what's happening, and they're interested in the bigger picture of things, and are interested in achieving some kind of success on whatever terms they define.
I think I'll criticize anything I make, until the day I die.
The film, the film is about art. It's about a composer, about a writer, about madness, about love, about people, dreams, life. There's a little bit of everything there.
I take you to Limestone City, a little place in southeast Ontario called Kingston. Briefly, our nation's capital, Kingston is full of grand buildings and great aspirations. Located just a stone's throw away from Trenton, the Hollywood of the North, where they are endeavoring to create the first truly Canadian epic. Carry On, Sergeant will be the first film of its kind. Never before seen on screen, the film will depict the Canadian effort in the First World War. Kingston was the location for some of the opening shots of this $500,000 flop. The Kingston Locomotive Works was used as a stand-in for a munitions factory in the film. Here, our heroes are hard at work, preparing for the war effort, chosen for its scenic vistas. Recognize that island? That's the island of Wolf. How about this charming establishment? The Plaza Hotel served as the backdrop for the film's final climax. The picture is destined to define our culture on the world stage. After all, it's 1928. What could go wrong?
For $20, you could buy 20 minutes worth of regular 8mm film, processing included. So that's what I bought, and so I shot in the camera, sort of edited in the camera, and the film ended up being about 15 minutes long, so I didn't waste too much of the 20 minutes of film.
The department was started by Peter Harcourt. He was invited back to Canada in 1967 to teach courses in film in the English department.
Film wasn't considered academic enough to teach at university, certainly not filmmaking. And Peter Harcourt was the guy who got it going at Queen's. He kind of secretly on the side would get bits of money and buy film equipment, so a camera and Nagra, tape recorder and editing equipment, and started to build up very slowly a filmmaking capacity at the film studies department. And so I guess I was one of the first people that made films there.
It's a film about madness because it's about a composer, an introverted genius. It's about a writer, the little world they have created. And I think in order for anybody to create, they have to be mad. They have to reject the world to a certain extent.
It's legitimately hard. I mean, you don't have money to pay people, and it takes a lot of work, a lot of time to do these things. Right now, I'm lucky in that I have a really good crew and I have a good team to make these things and to make them quickly and get them out there and distributed.
That first feature was was difficult because you really learn the craft through your mistakes. If 40 years from now I'm still that Kingston guy who's making films or producing audio, that's still being seen by people in the UK or the US or in Australia. Regardless, even if I'm still scraping pennies as far as our budget's concerned, to me there is a degree of success to being able to create and to continue to create without limitation. As far as the future is concerned, how can it possibly get any better than this?